I just shared with the review of the Nike Book One. I think the selling point of this shoe is the swoosh. Whatever colorway model they have in the future, whatever colorway, they will always have this this little cute cheap 3D, yeah, dual, yeah, effect. That's a cool effect. And every swoosh, every colorway has a bit of a different design, so that's nice. That's something to look forward to. For size 10, it weighs about 440 grams, so it's a pretty bulky shoe, but it feels as bulky as what the digits show. The upper, as you can tell, this is more like a leather shoe, a boot, more than a basketball shoe. It's very rigid, leathery. It's like a jerkified composite upper. So if you like that kind of sensation, go for it. But if you need flexibility, this is definitely not the shoe for you. You need to go at least a size up, in my opinion. But even if you go size up, the upper, because this is completely uncontrollable, unlaceable, there's gonna be some dead space here that you will never be able to overcome. Because this is so rigid, the biggest killing point, or the most painful point about the shoe is that these little parts where the tongue and the lace loop holes kind of come together, and you're really tightening, and you know there's a lot of pressure here. Blisters guaranteed in these two parts. So if you really want to wear these shoes, skip the last lace loop or do something about it, because this is gonna kill you. The heel cup is kind of, it feels like there's a very minimal paper-like heel cup. The heel slip is an issue with this shoe. At least that's what I felt. Depending on the shape of your heel, maybe you won't feel it. So lockdown is an issue with this shoe. You get pain here, and you have lack of security here in the heel and dead space on toe box area. The cushioning is definitely an upgrade from the first one. Book One just had a minimal zoom air on the heel, which you can barely feel. If someone told you that just beefy cushion, you would believe it. But this one, they have a normal, regular zoom air on the forefoot, and the cushion is definitely something you can feel. It's chunky in the heel. If you were to blind test this with a Book One, you will think this is a Book One with an added zoom air on the forefoot. That's how substantial the cushioning in the heel is. For shoes like the Tatum 4, which I felt was amazing, but the more you wore that, the thinner the cushion on the heel got. Initially, when you put it on, it was so springy and soft, but it really flattens out really quickly, and you can really feel that in your joints, your teeth, and your skull ringing when you take hard landings on the heel. It becomes basically like a classic Converse or a Vans kind of sneaker shoe. So this definitely slightly better than that. I don't think it's going to compress to that degree. And what they did was, instead of having the medial side, lateral side completely covered with plastic, they got rid of that. So there's compression basically all around, including in the heel. But the problem you've had with shoes like the Luka 5, heel compression is awesome, but it's all over the place. So what they did was, they have TPU here, right here from the midfoot around the heel and to the midfoot. So this little half circumference of coating security definitely adds some magic here. It provides stability, and it provides an added beefiness to the heel where the shock absorption and compression is good. So I think this is a small but a very substantial touch by Nike. And yeah, the forefoot zoom you can definitely feel. So the Book Ones, I felt like you get blisters on the forefoot. So it's like Book One with some zoom on the forefoot. Nothing here, but you can actually feel like there's something there. That's really good. The outrigger is supreme. They've added some wing here. It's already pretty beefy and nice. The outsole it's wide. It's got a good wide base, and the Book One, if you remember, it had a pretty decent ankle rollover preventive setup. This is even better. A slight upgrade. The outsole, it's kind of like Air Force Ones, and then they added some herringbone around. But I personally think it would have been better if they just continued with this circle rather than these little it looks like the sun, the Phoenix Suns, but no, it's not really helpful. Just more circles would have been better, but it's okay. It's decent. It's not that dust sensitive, and depending on the type of rubber they use for the outsole, you will see improvements or maybe slight disappointments relatively to other rubber compounds. But overall, it's okay. Not super dust sensitive. It's not squeaky. It does not have a crazy bite, but it gets the job done. You're not gonna be slipping all over the place. The insole is also interesting. They call it the Dura Pontex. It feels like a very beefy EVA insole, and it's pretty substantial without being too heavy. And even without that, the shoe feels like Book One. And with that insulated, it feels like a much beefier Book One with a zoom air on the forefoot. So that insole is amazing. I have to applaud Nike on that. This little upgrade to provide stability, the beefy Cushlon 3.0 to have a clear offset from the heel to toe, and the zoom air on the forefoot you can feel, and the insole. But the upper, what the hell were you guys thinking? And the price point, it's still as expensive, if not more expensive than the Book Ones. It does not feel like a $160 shoe. So yeah. So weight, they had like a Spiridon design, but is it going to be a more mashy, soft material, or is it just going to be something that's coated on this very rigid, starchy material? That's something you might want to try and decide for yourself. Does it form to your foot? Are you okay with this rigidity? Are you okay with these little pinching points? Go try them out, but definitely cushioning upgrade. And they actually carried over a lot of the design motifs from the one, so I applaud that. But yeah, the upper is definitely something you need to try out for yourself and ask why.